Hello and welcome to OWXL League Week 5. This is Season 3. Excited to bring this game to you on Kings Row from the rival tier between Spicy Boys and Daddyland. Coming in kind of opposite ends of the table, but it doesn't tell the whole story. I'm your host, Salt and Pepper. Casting with me is Zach Space26. Zach, how are you, man?
I'm doing pretty well, and like you mentioned, their rankings don't really reflect, I think, how good both of these teams are. I think it's going to be a really exciting match. Two Titans in their tier, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Daddyland chasing Winky Face a little bit, the undefeated Winky Face at the top of the rival tier at 4-0, and actually 8 wins too, which means 8 points, max points from them, still undefeated, have not dropped yet, and Daddyland trying to stay in the chase there. Having lost to Hogben in Week 3, became right back to win in Week 4, now 3-1. Spicy Boys, on the other hand, took over N7's record in Week 3, so took on an 0-2 record, but then came out and beat Intangibles. Then had to forfeit last week to Atlas B. So 1-3, but I think they could raise some eyebrows here against Daddyland and really give them a run for their money. Again, we are starting on Kings Row. First map, I think it is Daddyland attacking first. I think we're just waiting on the readies from both sides before we get the game going, so stick around. Zach, what do you expect to see from these teams?
See, on Spicy Boys, I know that they have some really good tank players. Arcanine especially, last game that we cast together, had some really good plays. On the side of Daddyland, we know that Savuki is an incredible hit scan player, so their DPS is always something that needs to be accounted for quickly. So yeah, that's kind of a lot of damage coming from Daddyland and a lot of health coming from the side of Spicy Boys.
Now entering Kings Row.
Yeah, I think we've gotten a chance to see Daddyland on stream a couple times and Spicy Boys just the once, but yeah, I think there are a lot of good players, and yeah, the tank play against the DPS is on Daddyland. It's really an interesting matchup there, but I think we are ready to go. Now going on to Kings Row. Themed map for this week. Last week was Hanamura as the first 2 CP, and now back to a hybrid, the first one since Eichenwald on week 1. So yeah, should be a pretty good matchup. Interesting to note, we don't have a lot of data on Spicy Boys just yet because they, like I said, have only had the one game on stream. Daddyland, on the other hand, won on Eichenwald in week 1. Just took it handily. So I think that was against Revenant actually. But came out and got a good win there. But we've not seen them attack versus either defended first on that map. So we'll see how they do on the other side of the coin. Now coming out for the defenders, Zerdius for Spicy Boys on Soldier. Flareon Gamer going Orisa, Arcane on 64, I think is we'll go Roadhog. Hyperspace Lowell on Torbjorn, Callow Key on Moira. TK Rezix on Mercy. For the attackers, Daddyland in red, Savuki on Tracer, Little XEO on Reinhardt. It's Seabass 64 Gaming, is that right? I think it's right.
Something
on
like
Widow, yeah. Ikeo Phelps on Zarya, Raging Bull going Moira. Mean Green 55 on Mercy. Raging Bull is kind of more well known for support play, but is branched out a little bit. Come to this team and playing a little bit of DPS, a little bit of fair in some games, and tanks in others. Going back to the support role here on Moira. I do like the combo. Obviously, Mean Green, a solid Mercy player, so excited to see that from them. On the other side, though, you're exactly right. The tank play from Flareon Gamer and Arcane will be definitely something to contend with, and Savuki on Tracer will look to get in behind and cause some problems.
Hey, hello.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Coming out early, using that Orisa shield for Flareon Gamer just to get damage in from behind. Maybe we'll be able to combo that orb and hook. See if the coordination is there from the defensive line. Really trying to push in really strongly. Little XEO using the hammer and really trying to force his way through the shield. Already starting to back off a little bit. The kill's starting to go the way of Daddyland as Savuki able to pick off Flareon Gamer. Rezix will not be able to get that resurrection as Savuki picks him up to Callow Key trying to answer back for the defenders, but the attack looks very strong right now. I think they're starting to get the kills. Yeah, really see the kill feed there. Raging able to come back via the res from Mean Green, but everything else going the way of Daddyland. We'll wrap this up here in about 45 seconds. Very quick attack.
Yeah, really aggressive, really strong push. We saw them wrap around kind of the far side of that little middle tower there right after the choke. And yeah, they pushed up really quickly. They were able to take out both of the healers. The Moira almost was able to get away, but not quite. And yeah, now we're seeing them push on to this payload portion. Really solid attack.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. A lot of time to work with. And Sif here with the pulse bomb looking to get in behind. Gets back a little bit of health and they dive back in. Little XEO now has a Shattered Meat Green with another support ult, Valkyrie, which could prove helpful through the streets phase. Key for Moira on the other side for Spicy Boys, the closest to an ult for them. Zerdy is a little bit behind, but maybe able to come back in and kind of use his pulse bomb to level things up. Because the defense looks like they're reeling to some extent.
Yeah, we see Gaming getting a couple really good picks on that Widow. It's always nice to see, you know, a Widow that can get those headshots in and just help their entire team. Looks like they kind of forgot about the payload, though, pushing up and trying to get kills, and it's just sitting there. There we go. Now Mean Green kind of backs off, remembers that there's a payload they're trying to push. Little XEO and Akil Phelps help them out, both the tanks with a Mercy. So it's kind of a good strategy to stay on the payload while everyone else kind of pushes forward and distracts. So hopefully, it looks like they're trying to get to this checkpoint before the defense even really has a chance to regroup.
Yeah, it looks like it'll be one more engagement for them, but getting pushed back a little bit, so they're trying to be bothersome. And now Gaming with the Widow, a shot on Key, grabs another on Rezix, and that's a good double there to try and slow down the defenders and continue this payload push. And it's going to be Zerdy is falling as well as Hyperspace trying to answer one back, but the payload will cleanly go into the checkpoint, largely uncontested. Few ults for the defenders, but the attack still with 5 minutes and 30 seconds coming to this very short third section and starting to fall once more. So Arcanine first of the feed to fall for them, and not having that tank has been a little bit difficult to contend with. We'll see how they're able to defend. Again, trying to stay by on that Orisa shield, but I think the damage might be a little bit too much. There's not enough kills really going the way of Spicy Boys. They're kind of reeling right now. And Mean Green able to get way too many reses on any of those that fall. So, yeah, just effectively, really strongly and methodically pushing them really good rhythm and managing their ultimates. But now the Coalescence coming up from either side. Siv's able to grab a Pulse Bomb, but Arcanine answers back with the Whole Hog. Now kills really starting to go back and forth, but I think maybe he starts the momentum swinging for the defenders. Yeah, really getting the kills here. Flare on Gamer wraps up Akil Phelps, and using the Valkyrie from Rezix to stay bolstered, healed up on the point, gather up those kills, and finally stall the attack pushing so hard.
Yeah, I think Rezix did a really good job with that Valkyrie, keeping her team alive, and everyone just kind of focusing down some targets. Once they kind of got a foothold in, they, you know, were able to regain their balance, and they started picking people off one by one. The pick on the Mercy that Mean Green was playing, I think, was pretty big as well, because he was mid-Valkyrie, and now he is out that, only 17% to another one. So, yeah, I feel like this might just be a little bit of a softer push, build their ults a little bit, and, you know, maybe not commit as hard as they did last time.
Yeah, we will see. They do have the For the Shadow now coming out from Little XEO, grabs 2, including Rezix goes directly for him, and the however the damage from Key maybe a little bit too much. Graviton coming in does catch Hyperspace, but able to fade away was Key on the Moira, but still getting the reses in. The attack continues to push as the defenders fall. Key finally does drop there. Suzuki grabs him. You see the silhouettes from the defenders trying to come back into point, but not a lot of time to contest this, and a ton of time on the clock. The Coalescence is now coming out from Raging, again to try and zone out these defenders and keep the attack alive as Little XEO comes in swinging hard. The Rezix will take him down, now switching Luzio to continue to stall, and now that tank falls for them, which could make the rest of this attack difficult. Hyperspace, I think, was able to use the recall to get away from Dangerous Fall at the side there. But I think the defenders may be able to hold this once more.
Yeah, it was good Coalescence. I think the Winston switch was also pretty important, just, you know, kind of good to stall, have that shield out. You know, with the Orisa as well, to absorb a lot of the damage that we see Daddyland has been able to dish out.
Yes, now the payload scooting back a little bit, but still 3 minutes on the clock for Daddyland. Stalled a little bit here. It's 2 good defensive holds back-to-back. Will encourage Spicy Boys to try and hold them to only 2 points after they earn those 2 so easily. But it'll be important for Daddyland to kind of space out their ultimates. They really only have the 2. Now that Mean Green has a Valkyrie. Pulse Bomb coming out does stick on Arcanine. It's a good grab from them. And once again, that tank going down will be a good kill. The Valkyrie coming out from Mean Green, perhaps preemptively, but trying to keep everyone alive in and around this attack. Maybe just brute force it in and get the kills they need. But now Gaming falls on McCree. Flareon falls, however, as well. With the shorter respawn, they won't be as disadvantaged. Hard to tell really who has the advantage. What do you see, Zach?
Like you said, it's going back and forth and back and forth. I noticed that XEO switched off the Reinhardt onto Winston as well, you know, try to get in that back lines and push that last little bit to get this third point. He's doing a pretty good job of staying alive, though. However, he's not really able to get, I'm sure, as many picks as he would like to. And we do see the opposite Winston. Arcanine, you know, he just ulted, pushed everyone off the point, trying to, you know, finish this stall. However, Civ is still in the backlines on this payload, doing what he can. He finally is able to be taken down now.
Yeah, it looks like the defenders maybe are getting a few of these kills. Akil Phelps now in a tough spot with Arcanine on this Winston, again causing problems and we'll stagger him here. The defenders once again holding well. They really cut down the time from Daddyland to 1.5 minutes. Still all to do though. But I think they're doing a really good job of resisting and spacing out their ults. They still have the Coalescence from Callow Key, and they'll have a sound barrier as well. So 2 support ults coming to this next engagement is a lot to really work with. And as long as they're responsible for how they use those ults, you can see them hold all the way to the bitter end here.
On the opposite side, we do see that Daddyland is almost at 4 ults as soon as Mercy gets hers. And so yeah, here we go, it starts out.
Yeah, the Graviton coming in with the sound barrier right back. Both Coalescence out as XEO goes in with a Primal Rage. As they start to fall to either side, Arcanine once again falling, but Gaming falls to Coalescence, so still pretty even. And just swapping either side. I think the defenders once again wrapping up and using those support ults once more to get the kills they needed to wrap this up. 45 seconds now and Supercharger out. Maybe they did commit a few too many there, but Zerdius 85% to a Dragon Blade. Arcanine may have another Primal Rage in this next fight, so you know we could be looking at a really good hold in the third section here for Spicy Boys.
Yeah, and I have no problem with them kind of using that many ults because Daddyland also used that many ults. They needed that to negate that push, and I think they did a really good job, especially that Supercharger was instrumental in, you know, kind of cleaning up and helping the team stop that push.
And I see Best Gaming coming out with the Dragon Blade. Zerdius coming out with one as well. Zerdius able to grab a couple. And I think that maybe the catalyst for the defenders, the res is coming from Mean Green, able to grab Gaming and Sabuki both back in the fight. And the attack really starting to push now. They have the Valkyrie up from Mean Green, just keeping them bolstered and damage boosted on the point. But I think the defenders still holding well. The payload not quite moving, but have to be responsible about how they keep on there. Now we've got Raging Bull on Lucio, who's kind of been accustomed to see him play so far. But another Coalescence from Callow Key, and Rezik with the sound barrier in his pocket could use that. I think the defenders may be able to wrap this up.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Rezik's doing a really good job of trying to keep everybody off of that point. And yeah, now they're just cleaning up.
Mean Green in a good spot though, able to get little XEO back, and they've got Akil Phelps with these 2 tanks. They've got both supports as well, and continuing to hold this just as long as possible. And actually, they still have the sound barrier though that Spicy Boys has to use rather to contend with. They've got little XEO's Primal Rage. He'll pop that here to try and continue this push. Oh, but will fall, and I don't think they got to the first point. Yeah, they used the checkpoint. That's really solid hold. It was like over 5 minutes on the clock for Spicy Boys coming to that third point, and were able to perform the hold there, defended well, and now have a really good chance of winning this game if they can put up as strong of an attack.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a weak start from them. We saw that aggressive push. I think just kind of got them off balance, and it allowed Daddyland to just push and push and push and be as aggressive as possible. Once they did have that first hold there right at the very end, they kind of, you know, regrouped, got their heads back in the game, and you can see the results from that.
Yeah, impressive to get the stop there. You're exactly right. A little bit of a slow start for Spicy Boys. Daddyland pushing pretty hard and able to get through to the first point, the first 45 seconds. And then through the streets phase, I think with only one team fight, and like I said, over 5 minutes on the clock, coming into the third section holding well. And now an opportunity to take the game right out from under the 3-1 Daddyland. So all to play for here. We'll see what kind of attack they come out with. That you see Arcanine at 64 on the Widow. We'll see if that sticks. Maybe trying to get a pick in early. Zerdius on the Hanzo trying to do the same. We'll see if Daddyland gives them anything to work with, or if those are actual picks from them. We'll see them switch early. Always difficult to tell with the attack. We've got a lot of time. The defenders, though, a bit more permanent. Savuki on the Genji. Little XEO going raging, or going. Sorry about that. Reinhardt. There we go. Gaming on Soldier. Akil Phelps on Zarya Raging, going Zenyatta, and Mean Green on Mercy.
Yeah, this is an interesting map because it's one of the only ones where you can see the choke straight from a high point at the spawn. So a lot of that Widow Hanzo play comes out because if they can get an early pick, they have a huge advantage in just pushing onto that point.
Yeah, not a lot there. As soon as I saw the Widow pick coming out, I think the defense disappeared behind that building. So now pivoting over Arcanine, trying to get picks in behind the shield just in moments of kind of opportunity as the shield falls periodically. But still trying to pivot around, nothing coming out just yet for them, but knowing that pick would be huge if they're able to get through. Little Exio already a little bit low, but now Xerdius falling for the attack means the defenders have the advantage. Arcanine in a tough spot, Genji on the end will, Sif will take down that Widow rather, and the defenders starting to get the kills they need. Rez coming in from Rezix though, and Widow back at it as Civ now falls, and a very early coalescence coming from Kalokey. It's impressive to have that coalescence so quickly. Really trying to push back the defenders from Daddyland off the point. That's an equally quick Valkyrie from Mean Green, but picked off by Arcanine, just using the full auto there to try and get that Mercy out of the air. Was successful as the attackers really started to gain some traction on the point. That's a tick on for them, and I think that's a successful cap.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. That coalescence was instrumental, just kind of pushing everybody back and forcing them to get off the point. And it allowed the rest of her team to kind of come up behind her and take really good advantage of that. So the Orisa just kind of planted herself on the point, and yeah, as well as Arcanine picking off the Mercy, who had just popped her Valkyrie to try to save her team. Really good attack and push there, and let's see what they're able to do in this payload section.
Yeah, only slightly disadvantaged in the time bank, and I mean only slightly. They were able to wrap it up in about a minute to Daddyland's 45 seconds. So all the play for here, as long as they can continue this push with just as much time and knowing they don't even have to get all the way to the finish line, so to speak, it could be a really good opportunity for them. But once again, leaving the payload behind like Daddyland did. The Transcendence rather coming out from Raging Bull to try and keep the defenders alive. Maybe a little preemptive though is now the ults start coming out from Spicy Boys, getting the kills they need. Xerdius picks up 2 in the feed. Those final kills, I think the damage in from the whole hog from hyperspace really helped as well. But Xerdius with the credit there as Spicy Boys wrap up that fight and plow through the streets phase.
Yeah, it was a good effort by Civ. He saw him pop his Dragon Blade and try to get in the backline and take out their healers. He was, however, unable to, and he got picked pretty early. So that was, pretty detrimental to the side of Daddyland. And then, like you mentioned, the whole hog just pushing everybody back, and then Xerdius coming through and cleaning everyone else up. So pretty much just as aggressive and strong of a push as we saw from Daddyland.
And now trying to get the kills again. Arcanine's not really connecting, but it doesn't matter for them. Actually did get the shot on Civ there to end him, but I think it really is just good team play from Spicy Boys to get this. But good shot here from Little Exio. He's low in health, but it does grab 2. Can't quite make the most of it as the attack continues to push. They will cap the payload here. And 5 minutes on the clock for them going to the third phase. And a really good push so far from Spicy Boys. Does look like a counter Widow here from Civ, just trying to shut down Arcanine, who I think has been splitting their team up a little bit. Arcanine will have the infrared sight in just a second, though, should use it here, and that could prove complicated for this opposite Widow. As the Supercharger comes out from Flareon Gamer on fire and trying to keep that streak going, keeping the team with a nice attack, but I think it does fall there. A good Graviton coming in. May grab a couple, but they can't really make the most of it. A few ults wasted here from Spicy Boys. They continue to push, but the whole hog from hyperspace really helping to clear out a few. Mean Green, however, basically erasing that ultimate, grabbing the 2 that fell. I kill Phelps and Little Exio back at it with Mercy Falls for the other side. And this may be a stalled push for the attackers. They may have to regroup and rethink how they come in.
I think it really goes to show you how instrumental Mercy is in these team comps. Just getting those reses in, healing / damage boosting her entire team while flying around is, the difference between a successful push and a successful hold.
Yeah, and you see this aggressive push from Daddyland, really pushing and staggering Spicy Boys as much as possible all the way back to their spawn. And I don't think anybody really can go in and back cap, but kind of being a little overzealous with that push. We'll see if they pay for it. But still getting the kills, Civ's able to pick off Arcanine once more, and that attacking Widow rather, may not pan out much longer. Coalescence from Raging Bull starting to push back the defenders once again, but Kalokey with one back does get Mean Green. That could be encouraging for them. Hyperspace with another successful whole hog getting the damage in. Kept up by Rezix. Oh, shot of a Paul set.
Can you solve?
Yeah. Yeah, I can pause in time.
Victory.
I don't have it set.
Oh, that's too bad. Losing Civ there in the end.
That is really difficult. But I think pausing there may have been, I don't know, that could have been unfair. Right there at the end. They had a lot of time, though.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. Yeah, sorry about that to Daddyland, not able to pause the game in time. Thought I had it set, but it could have been taken off. But yeah, definitely a finish there. Shocking to see Spicy Boys get the win. Obviously, their record's not, like I said, telling the entire story, but going in early and getting the win on King's Row. So we'll see what the response is from Daddyland. And we'll have that for you right after this break. And welcome back. A little bit of dicey circumstances, but Spicy Boys getting the win on King's Row 3-2 after a late disconnect. Though you did bring up a good point that no Civ would have, even if we had gotten back in the game with respawn in time to stop that push. Spicy Boys obviously really strong attack going into that third point. I think they kind of had the advantage before that pause anyway. But yeah, definitely mixing things up. The underdog on paper in this game coming in and already getting Daddyland kind of off kilter. I think it may be Demonic coming in for Civ. I don't know if he'll be able to come back. He said there's a storm in the area.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. However, Demonic is not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination, so I think he's going to be a good substitution for Civ. But yeah, no, Spicy Boys coming in and beating Daddyland like that was really impressive. They had some good coordination with their ults, and I think Daddyland paid the price for that.
Yeah, no, I think you're exactly right. And like we said right there at the beginning of round 2, that they came into the game maybe a little, I don't know, it took them a little bit to get settled in, but once they did, had a really good defense at the end of round 1 and a good attack, so definitely deserving of that win. So, yeah, still waiting on the map pick from Daddyland. I think it will be a substitution. I don't know if Civ will be able to come back, but it is their pick. They can pick from any map. Interesting to note, its control points that come out pretty often in the second round. Daddyland 2-0 on Oasis, 0-2 on Legion. I wouldn't know if Spicy Boys have that information, but if they do, that'd be helpful. But we'll wait to get that map pick and see if there's any additional substitutions coming in, and we'll be right back. Looks like the next map coming out is Nepal. Maybe like as predicted, a control point. Good scrappy way for a team to get back into the game and then force that round 3 to really kind of maybe throw the team that got that first win on their heels a little bit. So we'll see how Nepal looks. Again, I don't think Civ will come back, so it will be Demonic coming in, but you're exactly right. Good player. Good swap for them, and I think he could help Daddyland come and tie this game up. Looks like the teams are ready, so make sure you've got everything squared away and going to Nepal. We actually saw the game last night, the end of week 4. It was 2 back-to-back 2 CPs. I thought that was interesting. Definitely pretty atypical.
Traveling to Nepal.
Alright, so now coming out on Nepal. Again, just a good opportunity to try and get back into the game. No reason to be too hasty here. But yeah, what do you expect from the teams on Nepal?
Well, I definitely expect to see Flareon going that Orisa, and we see her pick that pretty fast. I think he was instrumental in the defense, especially on the King's Row. And on Nepal, I think it'll also be a huge advantage. They're a little bit smaller control points, and yeah, a little more volatile, at least on the one with the giant hole next to it. So I expect to see the Orisa, being a huge factor for them. We see Arcanine going that Junkrat, which is also really good. A lot of that, kind of AoE damage. We'll see if he actually switches, the commentator curse and all. But yeah, on the side of Daddyland, I expect to see Lucio, which we see Demonic going. Kind of expected Raging, but Raging is going to be going. He's going to be going that Hog. So yeah, really good comps from either side.
Well, yeah, like we said, Raging definitely looking to play some tanks in this team. Getting the opportunity here on Hog. Plays a pretty good Roadhog. Quick to the point, Demonic with the Lucio there, the speed getting them on early, but then falling is going to be a difficult loss for them. Already a support down as Spicy Boys comes in with a little force. You're exactly right that Arcanine pick on the Junkrat definitely influential in taking down the support early, and it's already Spicy Boys getting 3 kills there. Now 4 as XEO goes down. I think as the point starts to open up, they'll wrap this up very cleanly. Trying to get the res in, mean green a little bit in a tough spot. The full spell coming out, not quite connecting there from Xerdius. And once again, could be Xerdius in a tough spot, able to get to the health back there and escape. Demonic falling once more for the attack, make it, or I guess the now attackers, now they but yeah, Xerdius just in the back, really causing problems for them and make it difficult for them to find any room to work with.
Yeah, Spicy Boys is being really aggressive in their push forward, and they're doing a really good job of it. Kalaki, especially on that Roadhog, is pushing up and making life really hard for Daddyland right now.
Yeah, looking really good. 40% gone for them. A couple ults to work with, a few on the way as well. For the red team, Little XEO looks like the closest with a Shatter that could be helpful trying to engage once more, but they have quite a bit to deal with on the other side, including 2 support ultimates as Hyperspace picks up the sound barrier here. And now as the tire comes out from Arcanine, looking to find a couple in a tough spot. Is able to get there, but the fade actually coming out from Mean Green. That's a quick reaction time for them to escape that tire, really kind of make that ultimate fall flat. That'll help as they come in to attack once more. Hyperspace with a sound barrier now, just trying to keep the blue team, Spicy Boys from Bolster here, healthy on the point, on their feet. Seems to be working for them as the Valve coming out from Rezix, trying to do the exact same for the other side. There's no mercy for Daddyland. I think that's an interesting pick for them. Difficult to not have a mercy with how influential she is in this meta. May come to bite them as Rezix is able to get the reses should they need them.
It's kind of interesting to see the sound barrier come out at the same time as the the Diva Bomb, just because the Diva Bomb kind of gets everyone off of the point, and I think it wasted a lot of the benefits you would get from a sound barrier.
First round.
Yeah, but a 100-0 cap there, and really impressive. Just quick from Spicy Boys, able to wrap that up. And I think maybe not having Mercy was an issue for them. Yeah, looking at right there at the end, Zerdius on Tracer, just able to get a few kills here and just kind of clean up in the back. Made it really difficult for Daddyland really trying to contest the point there at the end, going so far as the Tracer all the way back here, getting the kill. And yeah, Spicy Boys really dominant in that round. We'll see how Daddyland comes back to answer them. We got really everything going Spicy Boys way right now.
And you know, momentum is a big thing in these games. Once you kind of have that win under your belt, you have a little more confidence. Your team is, you know, working together a little bit better. And yeah, we can see that the momentum the Spice Boys has is you know, really working out well in their favor. Daddyland needs to, you know, kind of do something, mix something up if they want to take this.
Yeah, I agree. It could be the change here. Gaming going Genji is now. It could be the kind of incision they need in the strong Spicy Boys attack so far. Player on Gamer falling immediately. That's a good pick for them as Kalokey falls. They can only res 1 or 2 res. Grabs out of res back into the fray. But I think it's a good attack from Daddyland. Good response from them. I think they may cap this first as the point starts to open.
Yeah, they take out Zerdius, trying to just get in the back there and cap it while everyone else is distracted. Caught on to pretty quickly though by the by Daddyland, and they are able to cap this point first.
Yeah, so now having to come back in here, Arcanine now switching to Pharah. No hit scan on the other side, so may get away with it for a little while. IQ Phelps, however, for the red team, pretty close to a pulse bomb, so we get that, but Game with a Dragon Blade finds a few inside a tight area and could go off here. Yeah, there goes the Dragon Blade, able to grab a couple, combining with IQ Phelps to get the damage, but yeah, just cutting into the back finds Zerdius for the icing on the cake. And as the point actually starts to flip back a little bit, we'll have to come back and wrap up the, who's that trying to contest? Resix a little bit.
Yeah, it was Resix and Arcanine on the Pharah. No one's really counting for them, you know, in the back lines, and they just started to get that capture. However, Daddyland did a good job of kind of responding to that to get back onto the point, push Resix away, and maintain their hold, now up to almost 50%.
Yeah, it was a good Dragon Blade here, coming in from Gaming, finding a couple in a difficult position, and yeah, really kind of changed the momentum of that fight. And now the Diva Bomb coming out doesn't quite connect, and 62% gone here for Daddyland. Able to get a few of these heals. A Shatter coming through. We'll grab a couple, and we'll be able to wrap this up a little bit. Now the percentage going back once more, but I think Daddyland will be able to come back in to wrap up those attackers. Yeah, coming straight back into point to take down Hyperspace. The hold does fall. Okay, they'll maintain hold of the point as Kalokey trying to contest as long as possible. Outnumbered, and will fall gets a little bit staggered. Zerdius tries to do the same. But 84% gone here for Daddyland, in a good position to tie this game up. And yeah, definitely backs up against the wall. Obviously, if they lost this round, they've already lost to Kings Row. That would be the match for them. And the hopes of catching up to Winky Face, they start to slip away a little bit. So good response so far. But now Zerdia is coming back with a double the sound barrier for Hyperspace Lull just to keep Spicy Boys alive as they come back into the point. The overtime meter ticks down, but it looks like members of Daddyland falling all around the point. I don't know how long they'll be able to keep up this contention. Gaming coming in, trying to get a couple kills with Dragon Blade, finds Resix and Flareon. Gaming now answering right back. Gaming able to take out Zerdius, the rest of the defenders. The overtime meter ticks down. Daddyland ties this game up at 1-1.
I noticed that game, it looked like Daddyland was communicating a lot better. They were moving together as a team and, you know, focusing down people. As opposed to the last game where they seemed a little more staggered, a little bit more, I don't know, off kilter as a group. So now they've, you know, kind of come back as a unit like we just saw. I think they have a good shot at taking this third point as well.
Yeah, well, like you said, momentum is such a big deal. Now on the front foot, Daddyland looking to grab their second consecutive win and tie it up here to force that third round. I think it'd be a good boost for them. Losing in the first round, then the captain having to disconnect. If you're just joining a Civ, have a bit of a power outage or something and had to disconnect from the game. So demonic in for him, but proving definitely helpful. Coming on a Lucio, able to keep the team alive, people shifting around, but they're responding well, and have brought Spicy Boys back to 1-1 here on Nepal. Coming directly to the point again with the speed, there's now Hyperspace Low going to Sombra on the other side. That'll be a really interesting pick, and that could be hugely significant depending on how well that Sombra's played. Got a few Megas hacked, so they already know there's a Sombra out there somewhere. Finds Demonic early, getting that Lucio out of the way, hoping to avoid the boots maybe on the point. Objective opens up, and this is the first time we've actually seen a fight to open up the point. It's been a fight outside the point predominantly, and then somebody would cap, but now it's Spicy Boys coming in and taking that early. Both tanks there able to get the kills. Arcanine, now Kalo Key getting representation in the feed. It's going to be Gaming dropping off there to respawn with his team. It's already 10% here. How are you feeling if you're Daddyland? Lost the point first, is it a big deal, or are you just going to push, try and get it back? They don't have a lot of time when you think about how quickly that control point can tick up on you if you're not paying attention.
I think they need to, kind of keep a more, positive outlook. They know they can do this. They know they have the players and the capability to push through and take this point back. As long as they kind of keep that in their mind, I think it'll work out well for them. Not having that big health back, though, will be a bit of a problem for them. That Sombra, I think, was a really good pick from Hyperspace. And they're going to make sure they kind of stick with their healers if they want to be able to, kind of flip this.
Yeah, a gigantic EMP coming in from Hyperspace Low, caught a couple, and then the Dragon Blade coming out from Xerdius, tried to grab a few, but I think they focused him down really well. Did lose a few people with the res coming back in from Mean Green, keeps them a little bit stronger. Already 50% of the point gone though, and they'll have to be a little bit maybe more assertive, more direct about how they come into point. Raging, trying to get across, but I think getting pulled out by Flareon. Good pull there, and that'll be difficult to knock out the tank as they begin this engagement. Little Xio already dropping the 2 tanks down for them, the Supercharger out for Flareon Gamer on the Orisa, and they're making quick work of the Daddyland attackers.
Yeah, that Supercharger has come quite in handy multiple times throughout this match. We see him, do a really good job of timing it so that it benefits his team, as well as, putting it in certain places where it has a line of sight to anyone that, might be, trying to fend off an attack. So really good job on that Orisa. And now we see another push coming in, the Rock Barrage kind of starting it off. It's answered with a Valkyrie, though, and a Sound Barrier to kind of, cancel that one out. So back and forth, all these ults coming out. We do see a Diva Bomb come out, as well as Reaper's ult. Everyone kind of giving it their all here as we tick into overtime on this second map.
Yeah, and I think it's just not going to be enough here for Daddyland. They're trying to contest as long as possible. They've got Tracer and Lucio on the point, but Xerdius quietly sitting in the back, getting a few kills. That will wrap them up there. And as they try and clean up Akil Phelps, just a little bit of health left. Maybe the attack can come back in and try and contest. Maybe have a little bit of help here with Mean Green on the Moira, trying to fade in and out and get a little bit of time. Buy time for the rest of the tanks. Alexio trying to get in, but no one's paying attention to Xerdius on the side, getting the damage. Can't get the shatter in time, and that is a win for Spicy Boys. 2-0 over the 3-1 Daddyland, and getting the upset here. Impressive win for them.
We said going into this would be, 2 really good teams coming out and fighting for it. Neither team, I would say, was really had an advantage of the other, and they proved that. All of these games were really good. We said the attacks on King's Row from both of them, and I think that was kind of indicative of what this would be. 2 powerhouse teams, lots of damage coming in, and in the end, it was Spicy Boys.
Yeah, and just a shame for Daddyland not to be able to get the win there. Again, they fall to 3-2. Winky Face playing the 0-4 beats by Lucio this week could find themselves with a little bit of space, but maybe it's not the first upset we've seen this week. We'll get some post-game thoughts and look ahead to week 6 for these 2 teams when we come back. So there you have it, Spicy Boys with the upset, coming to this game 1-3, and now climbing to 2-3 and dropping Daddyland to 3-2 in a really strong game. I think that Kingsword game was really exciting to watch. Nepal, Spicy Boys maybe looked like they could have been beat there for a second, but came back in the third round and wraps it up there 2-1 to get the 2-0 win. And yeah, really impressive. I think we said at the beginning of the game they could come in and raise some eyebrows, and eyebrows raised. Zach, what do you think?
Oh, definitely eyebrows raised. No, I think they did a really good job as a team. Their coordination, I think, was very on point. Their ult usage, as well as kind of how and when they were doing their pushes. So, yeah, really good coordination. Really good team, Spicy Boys. I always enjoy seeing them play, or I've enjoyed seeing them play the both times that I've seen them. But I'm excited to see the rest of the season and what both these teams have to offer as they're kind of duking it out now.
Yeah, definitely an important win for Spicy Boys, as there's a slew of teams 2-2. They'll join the ranks there, hoping one of them falls. They can climb up to the upper echelons of the rival tier. Again, it's Daddyland dropping to 3-2. Now Hogpen Esports and Atlas B both 3-1. So Daddyland immediately dropping to 4th. That will be a tough swap for them, but again, a lot to play for. We're only halfway through the season, so we could see the tables shake up even further. For both of these teams in week 6, the map of the week will be Nepal. So we'll see a little bit of practice from probably both these sides, getting a taste of it here in the second round of this game. But it'll be Spicy Boys facing Revenant and Daddyland against Positive Toxicity. Both of those teams 2-2. So an opportunity to build on this win for Spicy Boys and to get back into the saddle for Daddyland. But yeah, a couple quick announcements, guys. The free-for-all tournament sign-up is on the website. If you want to participate in that, you can go to the Captain's tab on the top right, and it's there, or OWXL.com/FFA. Get signed up there. It will be on, I think that's February 17th. So make sure you can be available, because we'll just do it all in one day. It'll be that Saturday. So if you can be available for that, sign up. Got some prizes on deck for you, and we'll have more information about that in the Discord server. So get signed up before it's too late. Also, the Extra Live 24-hour stream, we'll have more details about that. That'll be coming up as well. But I don't want to give up too many details about that just yet, but I'm excited for that. Yeah, keep your eye out. A lot of exciting things coming for the league. Make sure you're on our Discord, and if you would like to join, again, the website, OWXL.com. All the scores, scheduled standings you could possibly want. The league is free to join, free to play. Just get an application in and get you on the free agent list and get you in for Season 4. But yeah, I think that will do it for us. Zach, any final thoughts?
Nope, I think you said it all. I'm looking forward to that free agent scrim. I'm planning on being there. Not scrim. Free agent tournament. That's the word. Free agent, free for all. Free for all tournament. It's been a long game.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely should be exciting, so make sure you are available and ready for that. But yeah, that'll do it for us. So for the rival tier, for the OWXL, and for Zach of Spades, I'm Salt and Pepper, and we'll see you next time.
It's kind of interesting to see the sound barrier come out at the same time as the Diva Bomb, just because the Diva Bomb kind of gets everyone off of the point, and I think it wasted a lot of the benefit.
Close to a pulse swap, so we get that, but the game with the Dragon Blade finds a few inside a tight area and could go off here. And there goes the Dragon Blade, able to grab a couple, combined with that kill Felson and the damage, but yeah, just cutting it in the back line, Xerneas.
So back and forth, all these ults coming out. We do see a Diva Bomb come out, as well as Reaper's ult. Everyone kind of giving it all here as we tick into overtime.